And now to a man who says he was attacked and nearly robbed by his now former caregiver. Police tell us this happened back in August, but the suspect was just charged today. Our Chase Howell talked with a man who told him he hasn't been the same since this all unfolded.
Honestly, it's heartbreaking. I mean, here this guy was supposed to be taking care of him, but instead Leonard Royer says he took advantage and physically harmed him.
That's why when you knocked on my door, I thought, who is it?
Royer is wheelchair bound and requires someone to care for him after a stroke in 2019. But the person he hired in 2022, Royer says, did anything but help him.
A week after I moved in here, he pretty much put me in the hospital for neglect and stuff, because he wouldn't take care of me. I mean, he wouldn't cook for me. He would clean, but not very good, and just wasn't doing what he should have been doing.
Royer says he was playing cards with some friends in his now empty kitchen in August when a knock came at his door. He says standing on the other side of it was his caregiver, Dewayne Finklea.
When we answered the door, he came in and looked around and stepped back out, and then came in, pulled a gun on everybody, told everybody to get their hands up. And then I was in here in the living room, and he walked over to me and smacked me in the face and told me he wanted money.
While Royer says he didn't get away with anything, he says Finklea somehow drained his bank account. But according to court records, this wasn't the first time he's taken from Royer. One woman police interviewed says Finklea had a history of taking advantage and stealing from him.
I get really depressed, sometimes I get suicidal, and it really messed me up, you know, but I'm living with it.
The Special Needs Alliance, an organization that advocates for those with disabilities, says if you think someone is being abused or exploited, report it to a school, social services, or to a healthcare professional. The Alliance also says to call police and to make a report to the state or local child or adult protective services agency. As for Royer, the last few months he's been trying to manage without having a caregiver and hopes he's able to get into an assisted living facility. Royer says his father, who's in his 80s, along with one of his case managers, has been helping him around the house. As far as Finklea, he faces armed robbery, intimidation, and battery. Reporting here in Indianapolis, Chase Howell, 13 News.